The New Zealand Labour Party cannot be trusted. The Green and Maori parties cannot be trusted either, but their deviousness and stupidity are well known and already out in the public domain. However, not so much so, when it comes to the Labour Party. They operate in a quite different clandestine manner these days. Do you recall Jacinda Ardern? How could anyone forget the damage she inflicted across the board to innocent Kiwis? Using her pretend caring and kindness politics, she managed to deceive New Zealand in the world, swing the 2020 polls in her favour, and took over running the country outright. That opened the door for her to introduce a wide range of far-left woke destructive and divisive policies, none of which she campaigned on. Jacinda Ardern promised she would never introduce a wealth tax or a capital gains tax on her watch, but instead, she went on to try and introduce an even greater range of damaging socialist policies, many of them in a devious behind-the-scenes clandestine manner. Recall attempts to have a Kiwi saver tax, or midnight votes in Parliament for three waters, laws to limit free speech, bribe funds to silence the media. And even the idea it's time for a Maori Prime Minister? Recall the sole source of truth, illegal lockdowns, and dishonest Northland COVID announcements by Ardern and Hipkins? Then of course, after the damage was done and New Zealand had been run aground, Jacinda Ardern announced she had nothing left in the tank, so she did a runner, handing over the reins to Comrade Chris Hipkins. Jacinda Ardern received a medal for her service to the country. The caretaker Prime Minister Comrade Chris Hipkins beamed with white-teeth schoolboy smiles, announcing what an inspirational leader his very good friend Ardern was, and then he went about supposedly introducing bread-and-butter policies back into New Zealand. What a total load of rubbish. Behind the very deceptively peaceful unelected caretaker Prime Minister appointment scenes, a new far-left Ardern Hipkins socialist plan was being hatched. A much more dangerous and a much more devious plan, as follows. 1. Jacinda Ardern suddenly runs out of energy and resigns. 2. Chris Hipkins quickly, peacefully, and unanimously, is appointed caretaker PM. 3. Chris Hipkins reassures the country of back-to-basic bread-and-butter policies. 4. New Zealand falls in love with the Labour, Green and Maori parties once again. 5. And, with clever timing and some political game playing, Labour and co are back in government again, winning the election, with Chris Hipkins being appointed as a real Prime Minister this time around. Now here's the real truth. 1. With Jacinda Ardern gone, the coalition of chaos, Labour, Green, and Maori parties, started immediately working on and developing plans behind the scenes, to introduce a wealth tax, a capital gains tax, and other taxes. 2. Chris Hipkins would continually try and promote bread-and-butter policies, in order to win the 2023 election in coalition with the Green Party, if not outright again. 3. In 2024, Chris Hipkins would resign for another cock-and-bull reason. 4. A new Maori caretaker Prime Minister will be appointed, and strong rumours swirling around suggest that would either be Willie Jackson or Nanaia Mahuta. Make no mistake about it, what you are seeing playing out on the political field right now as I speak, is a deliberate and planned far-left woke socialist transformation of New Zealand. The only people that can stop this madness is you. If you vote for Labour, Green, or Maori, on Saturday the 14th of October 2023, you will be voting for the demise and destruction of New Zealand as a country. And also the demise and destruction of decent Kiwi values. Please stop this madness. Jacinda Ardern has been well rewarded for her damage, receiving a damn hood and $1 million book contract, plus even more big dollars behind the scenes. Don't let Hipkins do the same. He certainly doesn't deserve a knighthood or, for that matter, any multi-million-dollar handouts. He gets well paid, for what is for all intents and purposes, nothing more than game-playing political soundbites. To save New Zealand, to save yourself, to save your family, and to save your friends, you need to vote for a party that will get rid of all of these racist and apartheid policies that are simmering behind the scenes. They need to be permanently cancelled. New Zealand is supposed to be a civilized first-world developed country, but the Ardern-Hipkins coalition of chaos team of clowns are quickly turning the country into a violent third-world nation. Thank you for listening, Geraint, on behalf of WhangareiTim.